Right, tonight's video has been inspired by Roger Vickerman's video on the Ippon Kumite, and I'll post a link below or wherever this social media stuff is, and it kind of reminded me of a few points I want to kind of add to the pot and a few things I remembered. So it's not a case that we do all these videos just because somehow we know the magical truth. I think what we're trying to do is just capture our memories and remember the things that we've been told, and collectively, hopefully, it helps all of us remember what our instructors have been teaching us, because our senior instructors are getting older. Some can't teach anymore, and some have sadly passed away, and it's just going to move further and further in that direction. So the more that we can collectively share our memories, and hopefully we can pick up on all of that. So going back to the Ippon Kumite, for me, it's not necessarily about the kind of actual movements themselves. I'm just going to quickly run through them here. So it's not really the end points, the arms and movements. For me, what I've kind of gained from it is it's all really about the foot positions and how you turn with your feet can actually affect your center line. And also it kind of introduces Sanmi Itai, the kind of three components of kind of kumite, or how you move your body and apply the technique. So some people might think, oh, Ippon Kumite, oh, it's boring and nobody fights from the Sugidachi, etc., etc. All that boring nonsense. But must remember, it's all about the principles, the concepts that then you can apply to fighting stance or whatever you want to do. So quite fundamental, and the sooner you get your head around these within Ippon Kumite, the better your Kihon Kumite hopefully will be as well. So if we look at the feet from the Sugidachi, if we just turn the left foot straight and go backwards, then actually our centre line has stayed where it is. So if the attack's coming there, then actually you're going to have to meet it kind of square on. But if you turn on the heel, straighten the foot up by moving the toes, and then go back into Seichusen Sugidachi, then actually your centre line is going through your ankle, your knee, etc. So the punch is going to end up here. So then you have to do less to deal with it. Similarly with the Gidan Barai, turn this way, etc., etc. But the other thing you kind of learn from Ippon number 1 and 2, which the attack is a Miki Jodan Jinsuki or Miki Chudan Suki, is if you go on this side, then actually that punch is coming towards you, and if you move from this way, then actually that's coming away. So you get the benefit of moving to the outside, and as soon as you can understand which side of the line is better for you, then actually that will help your kumite, your karate, etc. No end. So if you look at the feet again, I'll just maybe put this shoe here. That's the centre line. So maybe that's the Migi line. So if you turn, you go straight back. Turn this foot out, turn this foot in, etc. Like Chinto, or you could this way like a Gashizuki. So there's all these kind of different ways of moving your body by ensuring everything starts correctly from the feet. Okay, going back to the Ippon Kumite. So when we move back, straighten up the front leg, front foot, coming back. And actually, that's the first part of Sanmi Ipai. We've moved our body off line, and the attack is coming kind of here. And then we start to apply the technique, and then we turn the body and apply the technique. So all of those three together help your defensive movement here. Okay, so instead of going straight back, then you're having to lift something that's here. You just go off to the side slightly, and then deflect here and cover. The important thing is to move your body offline, turn the body and apply the technique. Same with number 2, body offline, apply the technique and turn the body. Okay, that's where your Sami Itai comes in. And then later on, obviously, in Kihon Kumite, your Sami Itai is very prevalent there too. Right. Moving on to Kihon Kumite and how your feet interact to change and manage your center line. Going forward is easy because your heel stays on this center line and your right foot goes forward into seichusen, and you preserve your center line as the attacker, right? And going backwards, you could do similarly. Move your right foot in and out, and then maintain your center line with their center line. But you can play some tricks with people, because you could turn on your right ball of the foot and take Hamigai this way, and then your center line slightly off target, off there, and then they have to work harder into getting into a good position to attack you. Or turn on your heel, then actually you've shifted your center line this way, so they're going to have to come towards you this way. Yeah. So after you've taken up this position, then you do this kind of movement, this Nijiriashi, etc., to kind of crawl forward. And that way, during that point, you can mess around with the mind, with your strategy. You can start, he's turning a little angle, or maybe he's not even moving, but kind of moving on the spot. So if you're the kind of people that kind of do this, actually don't do that. You should just stay. But anyway, if you're the kind of people that do that kind of timing, where the defender is always sinking to that timing, next time do 3 hops. Yeah. And then see if they've already done that. Because if they have, then actually there's something wrong. You should be able to wait, look and listen, and see when the attack is really coming, not just assume it's on the second bounce and then your timing is all together. Your timing should be off by a little beat, as it should come, and then you make the movement. And then it should come, and then you apply the technique, and then you both go back. Okay? So don't just do the technique, you have to wait till it's here to then apply the Nagashi Uke. And here, move, cover, to turn, and then attack. So that timing and that kind of Nijiriashi, that strategy, maybe even changing the angle, moving or even not moving, but still have this feeling of not being still, not being dead on the spot. That's important to understand from even your basic Ippon Kumite. Right, going back to Ippon Kumite number 2 for the sake of argument, where we go back into Gata Marai, Jodanzuki over and covering their attacking arm, dropping in to make Kazushi this way, cover and then punch. The important thing, whilst we love all this kind of Kazushi stuff, the important thing is to get that punch in. So try not to kind of just have this kind of half-hearted punch here, because actually that doesn't really reach very far. Get your body around into there, so whether it's here, get this body pointing towards the defender or your opponent. Because actually, a bit of Kazushi here, there is all nice, but if you don't sink that in, then that kind of misses the whole point. But going back to this position in Ippon Kumite number 2, you've kind of got your Kazushi going in this direction. Got this kind of arm control going in that direction, and then your punch going in this direction. So kind of 3-way split of what you're trying to do. Okay, so you can only do that by getting this body in. Yeah, whichever way, but not, you can't really do it if it's kind of away. Well, especially on here, get this body going into there, another way. Another thing on number 1 is when you go in, not to go away to punch, you're actually going in. So if you can make 3 movements, 1, 2, 3. Even if it's very 1 centimetre movement, means actually all your body weight's going. If you don't move at all, your body weight's not going anywhere. And there's one thing I remember from Takamazawa sensei on this very first movement of Ippon Kumite. Number one. So yeah, we all learn kind of Jodomuke, Raken, Gakuzuki, cover, etc., etc. But once you get over that, then you kind of know the form of the sequence. And then that very first movement is not a dead. It's not kind of dead Jinzuki. Then you have to start making the Raken. The way he kind of taught it was, you know, over time and get used to it, is this is like a bit of a shock absorber. It just stores the energy to then go back in, kind of over exaggerating that movement, but it's that kind of feeling of, yeah, that feeling of storing it. You haven't stopped, you're still ready to go. So in effect, this is one, not just 1, 2, 3. It's that kind of thing of 1, up and down, up and down. Use the weight of the arm and the height of it to drop, smash on the top of the nose. And then this follows the weight here as well, down and attack. Okay. So not just stick with the kind of staccato, you know, kind of just flow. That kind of movement where you use your weight all the way through. Soft knees. Soft knees as well can get you this body weight into the punch. You know, that kind of sha, and it does nothing unless you put your weight into that punch. Okay.